Rebels Season 3.
I'm not accepting surrenders. I want utter defeat crashing down upon you.
You're in the wrong place.
Star Wars Rebels Season 3. Alright, so Star Wars Rebels is the third season of the Star Wars Rebels TV show. And I have been on record saying I absolutely love the show. I like it better than Clone Wars. One thing I really love about Star Wars Rebels is, first off, the characters. It has a very like Firefly feel to it. You have the 5 characters. You have Hera. You have Kanan. You have Ezra. You have Sabine, and you have Rex, and you also have Chopper in there, and it's kind of like Firefly, that the characters are, that's what the show reminded me of the Ghost. That's what the first season was. Second season, we're building up to the Rebellion, and season 3, we're getting really close to the events of Rogue One. So, in this season, we don't have no Inquisitors, which I was really glad. We had no Inquisitors, we had no Vader, and we introduced one of the greatest Star Wars villains to ever be on screen, and that is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn is a character who first showed up in the early 90s in the Heir to the Empire book series. Star Wars was pretty much dead at this point. No one was really talking about it. And these books came out by Timothy Zahn, which were basically what happens after the events of Return of the Jedi. Because no one knew if we were going to get another Star Wars movie at the time. And this introduced a character. He's a blue chiss alien who is just this really great strategist. He's kind of like, he reminds me a lot of Khan probably from Star Trek, but the Star Wars, but way better. And what I love about Grand Admiral Thrawn is we didn't get to see much of Thrawn in this season of Rebels. And that's okay because they didn't kill him off. Obviously, my TV reviews are spoiler heavy. So if you haven't seen Rebels, don't check out this review. So what I love about Grand Admiral Thrawn is the first episode, you really get the most of them, is Hera goes to find her art thing. And you hear Thrawn, he's saying he's like, to know an enemy, you must know them. Their history, their art. That's what I love about Thrawn. What he does is he takes the artwork of the people he is fighting, and he can learn how they think and can feed them. And that is just great. I love villains like that. And one thing I loved, the most we really get out of Thrawn though this season was the season finale. And Thrawn was, they're fighting at Chopper Base. And Hera's like, we're not going to surrender. He's like, oh no, I'm not going to accept your surrender. I want to teach you a lesson, and then I'll accept your surrender. And it's kind of, that reminds me of General Grant from the Civil War. Grant would not take a conditional surrender. He wants total and complete surrender. And that's what I really liked about Thrawn. And you can really get that sense of the character. We also have some other things happening this season. The main thing, one thing, you have Agent Kallus, who, voiced by David Oyelowo, who has been voicing this character since the very beginning, continues voicing the character. He started out as this villain, and to see him come from villain to Agent Fulcrum is such a great thing. The thing everyone really wants to talk about is, everybody wants to talk about is Maul versus Obi-Wan. And I was worried of them bringing Obi-Wan into Star Wars Rebels, mainly because it is all about the continuity of canon. Because whenever Luke gives R2-D2 over to Obi-Wan Kenobi, he said he belongs to an Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then you hear Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now that is a name I have not heard in a very long time. And that's what I love about Rebels, is it kept the continuity of canon. Because when Darth Maul meets Obi-Wan Kenobi, he doesn't say Obi-Wan, he says Kenobi! And it was great to see Kenobi and Maul face off again against one another. And the guy who voices who voiced Ben Kenobi, did a great job. I was like, did they archive footage from Alec Guinness? I was like, what the hell? That's amazing. The other thing they did really good this season was they brought a great end to that story, and at the end you hear Aunt Peru go, Luke, and you hear the Binary Sunset theme, and my hair on my arms went right up. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, even if you don't watch Rebels, I recommend checking out that episode alone. There are some other cool character building moments, like we have Sabine. We finally learn what's been going on with her and her family, and we see the Darksaber again, and seeing Sabine's character arc was really, really cool. It reminded me a lot of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, when Elrond gives Aragorn the sword, he said, put away the ranger, become who you were born to be. That's what it really reminded me of the Sabine arc. We also have stuff with Ezra and Kanan. Ezra is kind of touching the dark side, but he's not really. And now that Maul is gone, I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm curious to see if he'll be touching the dark side, but I don't know how much longer Star Wars Rebels is going to go on. I don't think it needs to go on too much longer. But they were planning a big battle of Lothal, and in my head I was thinking, this won't work, because to keep with the continuity of canon, the first victory the Rebels ever gained is the Battle of Scarif, which is the battle we see in Rogue One. And one day, I'll say once again to Dave Filoni and the writing team, the creative team of Star Wars, they are doing a hell of a job at making sure everything is working, the shows, the books, that the movies are all lining up together. And that's what I really like about this show. The battle scene was so cinematic. It felt like I was watching like an extension of Rogue One. I absolutely love Rebels. There are some bad episodes, I won't lie. There are some filler, but you have to have filler for a 22 arc show on Disney. The show doesn't get as dark as you want it to be, but it gets dark. It takes some balls for it to be a Disney show. Overall, Star Wars Rebels Season 3, it's not my favorite season. But there are a lot of cool stuff in Season 3. If you're a Star Wars fan, you will love Rebels. And just watch the Obi-Wan Darth Maul episode alone. I think you'll really like it. I'm curious what they're going to do next. I want to see more Admiral Thrawn next season. I would love to see the Emperor next season. So I don't give ratings to TV shows because it's kind of hard to rate an entire season. I'm just saying, you like Star Wars, check out Rebels. So guys, have you seen Star Wars Rebels Season 3 and what are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know. And guys, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to see more. Tell your friends about Easy Nation. All too easy.